There are several components of a program for proper injury prevention. 1 is strengthening, 2 is flexibility, 3 is balance training, 4 is education. Keep in mind that athletes can teach each other at practice, so you can have several coaches instead of just 1 or 2. And finally, plyometrics, or jump training. This is what I would like to talk about right now, is jump training and teaching athletes how to land properly. These exercises can be performed as part of a conditioning session or really as part of the warm-up before practice. This way we make sure that these exercises actually get in. So the first thing I'd like to show is the position of no return, or the ACL tear position. ACLs are torn typically from a plant and stop mechanism or from landing with the knees like this. Again, there are other ways, but for the sake of being brief and not going on forever, those are 2 of the main things that we see with ACL tears. So again, plant and stop with the legs straight, the knee buckles in, or they land from a jump like this, the knees collapse in, the ACL tears. This is the position we're trying to avoid. So one of the most basic things you can do as a coach or as a parent is to work on your child squatting down, jumping up, and landing with their knees out, and not allowing them to have this position. Some kids don't even know, and just once you tell them, they're able to do it, and they don't do it again. But that's why the exercises that we've shown on the mat, the lunges, the step-ups, the step-downs, things like that, it develops the control here, the strength to control this motion. So again, these are called jump squats. They can squat down, jump up, and land, focus on keeping the knees out. The next one you could do is a hop, jump. So the athlete will hop twice, jump up, and then land. This can be repeated, but again, the whole idea is that the knees stay out and they have good trunk position when they land. The hips are behind them, the knees are bent. We want to avoid the straight leg landing. Athletes can also learn to jump sideways. Again, 2 feet. And of course, we would go both ways. As an athlete is able to demonstrate good performance of double leg movements, we would move to single leg movements. One of the very basic ones is a split or a scissors jump, it's called. Again, the idea is, just like we showed with step downs and lunges, that the knee and pelvic position, it's in a good position. So as an athlete jumps, they come down, they jump up, switch in midair, and we pause to make sure they got good positioning. And then switch. As they show more control, we can do this continuously where they don't stop in between. The next exercise is bounding. Bounding is from one leg to the other. This works on not only single leg push-off, but also single leg landing. So an athlete would push up as far as they can, emphasizing the knees flexed, the hips flexed, and the trunk lean forward, head up. All of these are working on, again, keeping that knee in the safe position. Next exercise would be what we call ice skaters. It's really the same thing, but it's side to side. An athlete needs to be able to cut and change direction with proper control. This helps facilitate that. An athlete would jump side to side and push off this way. Now, if you watch when I do this exercise, what we see with many athletes when they tear their ACL is they go to cut, their trunk is over the cut leg, and their knee goes in. This exercise is actually quite a good litmus test for the coach or parent to see how their body control is with it. If they jump to the side and they're leaning over like this is exactly the athlete that needs to work on this, because they could get in that position of no return that we talked about with an ACL. So again, we want them to come out to the side and control their trunk as they go side to side. As an athlete learns from one leg control to the other leg control, we want to work on single leg control or single leg hopping. So one of those might be a triple hop. 2, 3. Try that again. 1, 2, 3. Being able to stick the landing with proper knee control. Now what you'll see as a parent and coach is that the knee would buckle in, maybe they lose trunk control here, or they drop their pelvis. If that's happening, keep working on those strengthening exercises, but maybe shorten the distance that they jump, because that's how far that they're able to do it under control. So once we've worked forward, we of course want to work sideways as well. So if I'm working this leg here, we're going to work on 1, 2, 3. hopping to the inside. Now we're going to hop to the outside. 1, 2, 3. Working on the land and the pause. Now, this can be done over the course of 10 to 15 yards. They can do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then switch teammates. Really, there's a number of ways you could do this. Now, in regards to showing lunges before, as these exercises are a good pre-practice warm-up, a walking lunge is a great pre-practice warm-up. Coming down, emphasizing that good form that we showed earlier in our videos on lunge form. These exercises I showed are by no means an exhaustive list. There are certainly other exercises you could do. I know it's very popular right now to work with jumping to and from boxes and things like that. Those things are fine for a trained athlete, but for a young athlete with no training, doing ground-based training is the way to go. An athlete has to learn to control body weight before they have any kind of really external resistance. And truthfully, if you jump from a box to the ground, gravity is pulling you to earth faster, and you have to have the strength to control that. So that's why these exercises can be performed anywhere. They're easy to do, they're easy to instruct. And truthfully, once you start to get good at these, a young athlete can teach their teammates and friends to build everybody's confidence. So a coach doesn't have to have an eye on 10, 12, 20 athletes. You got 20 athletes that are coaching each other. That's really the whole purpose of Aspire, is to empower young athletes, parents, and coaches to keep themselves out of the operating room, to keep themselves out of rehab, and to keep themselves on the field and off the bench because of an injury.